Welcome into the Recap Rush Hour for Thursday, November 3rd. I'm David Kaplan. It's brought to you by our great sponsors at ChevyDriveChicago.com, the Chicagoland Chevy dealers. White Sox made it official and had the press conference today. Pedrogrifol is the new manager of the White Sox, replacing Tony La Russa. And again, it's only a press conference, and that doesn't win you games. But if you watch that, you had to come away confident that they got a really good guy. He said all the right things, but the way he presented it, every manager or coach that's hired tries to say the right things. There is something about this dude's presentation, and people I know in the game said, yeah, he could have had the Kansas City job if they weren't changing the GM, and that he actually didn't want this version of Kansas City because he said they needed to get their own people, new GM, and there's new ownership involved, and I needed to go get my own opportunity, and he got it right here in Chicago. So again, it's official. Pedro Grifol is the new White Sox manager. Last night in the World Series, Christian Javier, whose fastball is just freaking electric. Christian Javier and a collection of Astro relievers combined on the second ever no-hitter in the Fall Classic. The only other one was actually a perfect game in 1956 by Don Larson. Tonight, Justin Verlander against Noah Syndergaard. Verlander really struggles in the World Series. Whenever he's pitched, he's got the highest ERA of anybody that has been a starter in the World Series and had a minimum number of innings on their ledger. So we'll see tonight. I think the Astros win, and then they get it back to Houston and have to win one of two to win the title. I picked them to win it, and I'm sticking with that, although the Phillies have played much better than I expected and got as far as they did. We'll see what happens. Football, Bears and Dolphins, ready to go on Sunday at Soldier Field. And today the Dolphins announced that linebacker DN Bradleychubb, who they have traded a first-round pick and more for, agreed to an extension. $110 million, could be up to $119 if he hits all of his incentives. That team's loaded. Going to be a real test for the Bears come Sunday. I expect a lot of points because the Bears offense ascending, and Tua Tagovailoa and Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle and Raheem Mostert, Jeff Wilson, all these dudes, they're going to be really, really tough for the Bears defense to handle, especially with no Robert Quinn and no Roquan Smith involved anymore here in Chicago. Ray Guy, the Hall of Fame punter, the greatest punter of all time, died today at the age of 72. Basketball, Bulls get the day off after winning last night at home against Charlotte. Patrickwilliams, wildly impressive with his effort, with his passion, the way he played. I think he's ascending this way as well. Bulls off till Friday when they play in Boston. 76ers learned James Harden, who's got a foot tendon strain, will miss at least a month. He had testing today in Philadelphia. And finally, Kyrieirving had a press conference but stopped short of formally apologizing for his controversial social media post about a book and movie that features anti-Semitic thoughts. And he said he's going to donate $500,000 to anti-hate groups. And then Commissioner Adam Silver came out and said he was very disappointed that Irving did not apologize. We haven't heard the end of this yet. That whole situation in Brooklyn is a mess. This has been the Recap Rush Hour for Thursday. Have a great rest of your day. Brought to you by ChevyDriveChicago.com. Take that.